Good morning, everyone. It's time to go on the record. Head-to-head and neck-and-neck in the Massachusetts governor's race. It looks like a photo finish 1 month away from the vote. The state of the race as we see it, and the gender issue.
Can Charlie Baker attract enough women voters in order to win? Voters weigh in.
I wish to God you protected the White House like you're protecting your reputation here today.
Bay State Congressman Stephen Lynch ripping the Secret Service over the recent White House security breach. This, as Lynch's profile in the Bay State delegation continues to rise. And Republican Mike Heffernan, the Wellesley businessman who says he is the best qualified to take over the Treasurer's office, he's our guest today.
From WCPP Boston, the inside word from Washington to Beacon Hill. Today's newsmakers are going on the record.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ed Harding, along with Jenny Wu, our political reporter here at News Center 5. 30 days to go until Bay State voters select a new governor, plus other offices. Much to discuss today, so let's get right at it. Introduce today's OTR Political Roundtable. Democrat Marianne March is with us. Republican Patrick Griffin is with us. And I feel like a starter in a golf tournament. I'm going to tee up the ball, and here we go. Start hitting.
So the numbers really couldn't be any tighter. The Big Mo appears to be moving in Charlie Baker's direction at this particular point. Is this looking like it's going to be a repeat performance of 2010 for Martha Coakley?
Well, I think that there's a systemic problem for Martha Coakley. I think that she is perceived as the incumbent. Her office is being used against her again. And Baker is looking like someone who's fresh and different and new and represents tomorrow, not yesterday. That's Martha Coakley's biggest problem, to convince people, one, she's competent, because they don't believe government is competent, and two, that she can look at things freshly and in a new manner.
But does Baker showing an ad walking with Bill Weld scream new and fresh?
It doesn't, but you got to remember, Bill Weld is the kind of governor that I think Charlie Baker will be. They're very similar guys, very moderate. The kind of Republicans Massachusetts has turned to with some regularity over the years, even though it's a deep blue state.
Is he right about that? If he is, what does Martha Coakley have to do to get rid of this image as being part of the establishment?
First of all, at least 50% of the people who are voting in this election don't remember that Bill Weld was governor, don't even remember his name, first. One. Two, this is a dead even race, period, end of sentence, and it could come down to who makes the last mistake. Not a great way for all of us to spend the next few weeks, but that could happen. Coakley has to do two things. She has to increase her support amongst women while increasing Charlie Baker's unfavorability ratings. If she can do that, keep this race even or close to it, she should be able to win on Election Day on the ground.
Pat, what does Martha Coakley have to do in the next 4 weeks, these final 4 weeks? You heard what Marianne
Well, I think Marianne's right. That's probably the thing to do. The problem is Martha Coakley's on defense, defense, defense. It's really, really hard to redefine your opponent when you're hanging from the clock tower like Buster Keaton. That's where she's been in this campaign. That's a bad place to be.
Well, speaking of defense, Martha Coakley finally took off the gloves, and she went after Charlie Baker this week. Let's take a listen.
I, too, was disgusted when I saw that ad. Not because it attacks me, but because Republican National Organization is using the abuse of children as a political football. I've never played that game. I won't play it.
She was absolutely furious about a super PAC ad attacking her resume on her defending children. Was she justified, and do you think that this could be a turning point in the campaign, Marianne?
The reason people like Martha Coakley so much is they think she's been a great attorney general. Charlie Baker and his outside PAC is trying to take that card away from her because they know she needs it to then translate it to voters to trust her to be the kind of governor, just like she was a great attorney general. Of all the people we all blamed, including me, for the horrific behavior at DCF, Martha Coakley was not one of them.
She directly challenged Charlie Baker and said, you cannot stand on the sidelines on this one, even though it is a super PAC that's supporting her that ran the ad, not Charlie Baker himself. Is she right, and will Charlie Baker's ad work?
Well, I assume she's Attorney General. She understands election law. This is an
Excuse
independent
me, not
group.
Charlie Baker's ad, but the super PAC
But my
ad.
point is, standing up and calling it disgraceful. This is the oldest trick in politics. Nobody feels bad for Martha Coakley. This is the NFL. This is the big leagues. Her problem is, once again, as I said in the open, she's having to defend her record, whether it's casinos, whether it's the Partners Healthcare situation. It doesn't matter. Her record as Attorney General has got her heels all tripped up in this thing, and she continues to be on the defensive. The best offense is a good defense. Charlie Baker put on defense again this week.
Ted Reinstein, let's bring you into this discussion right now. Ted Reinstein was out seeing what you think about it. Here's his report. Take a look.
With the election now only about a month away, some people would say that Republican gubernatorial candidate Charlie Baker has had trouble attracting enough women voters in order to win. Some others would say part of that has been media generated. We asked voters what they thought.
My comment was a mistake.
I have no problem with it. Some people take things personally, I don't really.
Do you think that's an issue, in your opinion, for Charlie Baker?
Oh, I definitely think that it is.
Every time he opens his mouth, he seems to have a problem. You know, it's perception.
I think you're shortchanging women in general in the state. I think women will probably vote with the issues versus being a woman.
Women voters care about the same things that I care about.
Maybe he gets more female voters, but I just think at the end of the day, it goes to the Democratic ticket.
I think the language that we use is very important. It does indicate that attitudes might not have changed and there's not enough respect out there. It is absolutely, though, increased by the media. I think that we can let some of these things go.
But the big question is, did these fumbles have any effect whatsoever? Because if you look at some of the poll numbers, he's actually gained 9 points among women voters. Within the last couple of weeks. Coakley is now only 15 points ahead of him in this demographic. What's your interpretation of this, Marianne?
They could and they should, and the fact is the Coakley campaign didn't use them against him well or effectively. Just like this outside PAC is hitting her on something she had nothing to do with, really, when it comes to DCF, they should have hit him on every single one of these every single time, not only in press conferences, but paid advertising. And that's where she's getting hammered. She doesn't have the outside money running these ads. She's not taking them on TV. She's getting outspent. And had they done that, she would be well ahead of him right now.
So did he skate on this one?
He didn't skate. There's bigger issues than this. Women are very smart voters. Women are concerned about jobs in the economy, their kids' education. They're concerned about how badly incumbents have handled things in Washington and here in the state. The problem for her is, and Democrats, they're running around with their hair on fire over a gaffe. Charlie Baker made a mistake. He said it. He called the reporter and said, I shouldn't have done that. We all make mistakes. At the end of the day, the continued mistakes of the Patrick and Obama administrations have got voters mad, which is why Charlie Baker beats Martha Coakley.
Patrick, you don't get it. You're like Scott Brown and Charlie Baker. You just made the same mistake. Women do care about birth control. They do care about equal pay. They care about all those things. And those are the mistakes that were made. And that's what women voters came out and voted in a Democratic primary and elected every single woman. No, I'm going to call you out on that because you are flat out wrong on that, and women get it, and you will see that on Election Day.
Here's the problem. Here's the problem. You guys are continuing to try and create
You think women are a problem?
You are trying to. I don't think women are a problem.
You just said that.
No, I'm married to one who reminds me every single day what she thinks, and she's pretty independent.
She forgot to tell you this morning, clearly.
No, she didn't. Yeah. No, every day. And the women I work with are pretty smart, too. I'm offended by the fact that Democrats think they can marginalize really important other issues besides the only issue you think cares by women. Women care about a marginal
issue. How is equal pay a marginal issue? How is it?
I'm going to let you finish, and I'm going to respond.
That's what exactly you're saying when it comes to Hobby
Healthcare is a mess, Marianne.
NFL, equal pay.
Obamacare is a mess. Women don't like it. Okay?
Oh, that is not
the
true.
Patrick administration and children, DCF,
this is
all
why
of
women
these
vote
things
against Republicans. Thank you very
much. We're going to see about that. We'll see what happens.
Can I just remind one and all, this is commercial television, and we have to take a commercial. We'll be right back.